Hello, this is my dance analysis for the sun and the rain. Okay, let's kick this off. Okay, what mood are you aiming to create? Okay, so the mood of the song is basically it's got two parts. It has the good side and the bad side of Joe. On the good side, he has just received the news that Sarah is no longer married, um, and he's basically buzzing because he's got a chance with her and a chance to get back to her, and she wanted to see him, and she was walking past him, and she's helped him through a lot, and he can save Casey Street and everything, all his morally good choices, even though the path was a hard one to get there. They've all kind of raised into, they've all come together and is reaping the rewards from being morally right. And the bad side, um, again, it's the same, but the exact polar opposite. It is all the results of his bad side all coming through. Um, so the mood on the good side, we are aiming to create the mood that everything is great, everything is fun, life is amazing. Good Joe is insanely happy with everything that's happening, and the audience is meant to feel happy and the music's more upbeat, and it's fantastic, and you feel really great doing it. And on the bad side, the mood is it's bad, it's quite depressing, it's the music's slower in itself, the movements. Well, in Good Joe's, there's a lot of dancing and happy, like a lot of happy movements in it, and a lot of different styles of dance and talking to people and all that stuff. And on bad side, it's really, well, there actually isn't hardly any dancing in it, like any specific movement, hardly. And that is just to show that it's not really that happy. It's kind of bad, really. And also he finds out that Bad Joe, finds out that he's paid Reese money to break into his own house, as in Joe's house. And Joe had organised his mum to leave, but because his mum cares a hell of a lot about him and she wanted to see him, she sort of stayed at home. And because Joe was out being himself, really, and not being there for his mum and more focused on money and all that lot, he missed the chance to go and see her on her birthday, where Reese was breaking into the house. So Joe runs after and tries to save her as much as he can, but sadly he is too late. Bad Joe's too late. And his mum was waiting in for him, so the house got burnt down by Reese. He dropped a firebomb. In both sides of the story, Reese drops a firebomb, but on the good side, his mum is actually praying for him to come home. So she's out of the house at the moment, like at the time that Reese breaks in and drops a firebomb. So on the good side, his mum's alive. On the bad side, his mum died. And that's the sort of moods that we were trying to create, to sort of enhance the fact, enhance the good story and enhance the bad story. Were we successful in creating the atmosphere for this scene? I believe so, yes. Like I said before, we put a lot into that. We put a lot of really energetic, powerful moves into the quite a good bit of choreography as well into the good side, which was just blatantly happy. There wasn't sad. There wasn't sad movements. It was all upbeat and intense, which is great for the atmosphere because everyone feels great watching it because it's such an amazing number. And then again, for the bad side, it really wasn't that great to watch because there wasn't that much there, and it was meant to be depressing and sad and just you don't like Bad Joe for everything he's done. So yes, that's what we used for that. We used happy facial expressions as well for go away. We used happy facial expressions as well for the good side, whereas the bad side it was more Like when I come out of the brollies, it's just like it's raining again. I'm hearing it pitter patter down, and it's not fun and energetic. What do you need to do to improve your contribution to this mood? I feel like with Bad Joe, I can put a few more facial expressions in, make my movements a little bit more tight rather than free flowing, just to show that I'm really just not a great person. I'm not happy. I'm just just going place to place to earn as much money as I can, and not care about friends and family and all that lot. And with the good side, well, I suppose it's facial expressions really. Like usually I'm focusing more on the movements and the singing, um, and I can put a lot more facial expressions, like really happy facial expressions, for Good Joe, just to because pardon me, because people will be watching and they'll be thinking, oh wow, he's really happy. Obviously, if you've got a glowing facial expression. What messages the song send to the audience? How do you have the in the dance, and what skills do you use in the dance? Okay. The song, the message that the song is sending is, like I said before, it's the bad side is bad, and it's very very bad, and it's been getting worse throughout the play because of Good Joe's actions. And the good side, even though Joe's path has been a hard one, he's still stuck to his right decisions most of the time, and now is reaping the rewards for it. I think he definitely he's definitely on two complete polar opposites of the scale of happiness and sadness. Like he's not quite in the middle ground or anything like that at all. And that's the message that the song is meant to send. I think, well, yeah, in the bad side, the message is more of like bad emotions and stuff. And even at the end, when his mum's in the funeral, even though he's not angry and not caring and all that stuff, he actually is caring. He's caring a hell of a lot, but it's still really sad that it's taken something this massive and bad, like his mum dying, to make him see that he's done wrong. But it's obviously too late, and he gets sent down for murder and arson. So it's quite a bad side, whereas the good side, even though the house has been burnt down, it's just a material thing to his mum. Joe gets back, and he's obviously, even though he's managed to not save Casey Street, but his mum's still there, and she's happy to see him, and she doesn't really care that much about the house, which is I suppose a good thing really. Where does it take place? The dance takes place in like a market place. This is shown like sort of by the market stalls in the background, and like the parts of the song are the marketeers singing different, like what they're trying to sell and all that stuff. And it's also definitely outside, because there's a lot of, like, the song is like, it keeps saying it's raining again, and there's rain in it, like in the movements and all that stuff, so it's definitely outside. This kind of it affects your movement. Okay, it kind of affects the movement because obviously we have to watch out for the other marketeers a lot more, because they come to the front of the stage, and we also have to watch out for the market stalls as well, so we have to do it around that. And that's how it affects that really. And a couple of the people dance with props as well, so they have to take care of their props without dropping them, or anything like that. So they have to be more what's the word? They have to be more careful with what they do. Well, how does your character feel within the scene? How do you show this in your movement and facial expressions? Okay, so again, character feels. Bad Joe is sad. Well, Bad Joe at first, he's rushing. He's trying to get Reese. He's a bit angry because it's raining again, and he's waiting out in town, like he's waiting outside for him and all that lot. And then he gets scared when Emma and Lewis tell him that his mum's still in the house and Reese is going there, and then gets sad when his mum dies. Good Joe is happy at the start because he's going home to see his mum and he might be able to get Sarah, and then he's buzzing and excited about absolutely everything. And then when he finally gets home and sees the house on fire, he's obviously very sad because he thinks his mum's in there, but then he sees his mum and the sadness is quickly gone because she says that the house is just basically material and it's nothing, no one got hurt, and it was mainly, I'm going to say, just material things really, just a house, and it doesn't mean anything because she's still got Joe and he's still got his mum, and they also have Sarah. I'll just show this in your movement. So in movement, the good Joe is really excited about a lot of his movements. Is very, puts a lot into it, very energetic, and then bad Joe is kind of just really just, there's no dance and rhythm to it. It's more just Mardy stropping about the stage sort of thing, and then facial expressions match that. 3 points in your dance, which are good, and explain why. Okay. The umbrella. I quite like the umbrella part. I like the fact that obviously we're using the umbrellas to show that it's outside and it's raining, and also it's quite clever. I think it looks really good. Like if you're watching it from, because I've sat out before and I watched it to see what it was like, and I think it looks fantastic. When people are moving the brollies all in sync, and also like how when we pull the brollies in, we make like a big pole, like made of the umbrellas, to do what's the word? It's not a can. It's like kicking your feet, like I feel the rain falling on. Well, that's not good now, but yeah, I think that bit's brilliant. Another one. Okay, so that's that bit. I really like when all the marketeers come together and they're all singing about their own things to sell, like a real market. People are always shouting everything that they're going to sell and all that stuff. But as it's a musical, they make it so everyone that's selling stuff sings, but it's been quite cleverly put together. So the voices kind of, all the full voice, it isn't like lots of people screaming at you and you can't hear it. You can definitely hear each individual one, but all the words and the tunes and everything is sort of really fit together in a really nice sort of cloud of excited marketing. And it sounds fantastic when everything's been put together. And another one, it's not great as in from a plot point of view, but I really think when we both go and see the house on fire at the same time, I really like that part because it shows the complete dynamic difference between the good side and the bad side, and this is like the sort of main difference between them. This is the ultimate like difference between bad and good, and you get to see it. You get to see the bad side of all Joe's bad stuff, and you get to see the good side of all Joe's good stuff that he's done. And that's what I really like about that part. 3 areas of the dance which need improving. Okay, timing is quite a big one. This is just for me. Like for example, when I have to bump into Charlotte, and then we do that sort of dance thing, I can never get my bloody head round it because it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But I can't get my head round that music part. I don't. It's Charlotte that has to kind of guide it when I go up and down and up and down. Because I just can't get my head round it, and that's one thing that I just can't get my head around it. Another one is facial expressions. I need to put more into my facial expressions and make them a lot more animated, just to get the message across a lot more strongly. And also, I would say I'd say clean up a lot of my moves. clean them up a bit more, make them, because obviously I'm trying to learn the songs as well as the movements and the choreography and the facial expressions, and there's so much stuff that's going off. I, I do it, but I'm thinking too much about what's going to happen next, that I don't focus that much on what I'm doing at that exact moment, and I just need to clean that up a bit. And that's it actually. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Just as a side note, my costume, it starts off in the white tracksuit and finishes, well, almost finishes, goes to the end in the black suit, and then it moves back to the white tracksuit for the house on fire scene, and then to a black suit for the funeral scene. And that was my dance analysis for the